Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to URKG. This is your latest Real Madrid news and transfer news. We got another interesting story tonight for you because this Martin Zubimendi story is refusing to go away. There's another development coming out of England now, and this time we're hearing that Zubimendi could potentially be available after Arsenal completely changed the competition in the middle of the park. But that's not all. We also got an update on José Mourinho's plan for starting lineup, because apparently Mourinho already has 6 players he considered untouchable. Interesting. It's gonna create a lot of chaos. It is going to create a lot of debate in the chat, I'm sure. We'll talk about the battle between Tchouaméni, Bernardo Silva, and Valverde for that midfield role. And we also have 2 center backs expected to start together against Espanyol for the first La Liga game. Who are they? Get in the comment section, so I'll let you know in a second. But there's also a conversation in regards to Tchouaméni to Manchester United. Rumors are back again. We'll talk about that. Where is it coming from? Is it true? Is it going to happen? We are going to discuss that. There's a lot to talk about, people. As always, before we get started, smash a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel if you are new to the channel, and get in the comment sections. Let me know your thoughts. We have Benedict. What's good? What's good? John, Fatima, Chicken, OM, Jacino, Abik, Mbappe, Jonah. Cray Ray is in the building as well. Cray Ray, what's good, bro? What are you telling me, bro? What are you telling me, bro? Jonah is in here. Dictator, Barca. Yo, big up to every single one of you. Yo, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Let's move on. Let's talk about this, man. This story is just not moving away. Martin Zubimendi this, Martin Zubimendi that. And yet again, we get another story from Talk Sports in England. I'm sure if you've heard of them, I'm sure you've heard of Talk Sports before. This is not the first time you've heard this, but look, this is what they're saying. Arsenal star tipped to make shocking Real Madrid transfer after falling out of favor. We keep saying it, right? We keep saying it. Zubimendi is not really the primary player. He's not the main man for Arsenal anymore. And on top of him, they signed players. We discussed that today. We discussed that yesterday. It seems like they're listening to what we're saying, and they're writing articles about it. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Martin Zubimendi could be making a shocking move to Real Madrid this summer, according to Talk Sports. Alex Crook. Look, you guys know who he is, right? The Arsenal midfielder has seen his future at the club called into question in recent weeks, despite only moving to North London, 55 million, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to bore you reading the whole thing, but I want to just focus on the things that they talk about. But pretty much, these are the discussions that we had earlier today, right? Bruno Guimaraes arrived at Arsenal with 75 M's. And he also have Declan Rice in there, Moreno's in there, Ødegaard's in there, Eze is in there. That leads, right? That is leading the option in the center back in a lot. It's packed. It's packed. It is packed. Although Luis Kelly, he's playing in the middle of the park. We discussed that. All you Arsenal fans right now, come outside and chat to me. All you Arsenal fans right now, come outside and chat to me. All of you guys said he ain't for sale. He's not going anywhere. What now? What now, bro? What now? It says don't rule out he might potentially join Chelsea, but we don't care about that. What we want to focus on is Real Madrid. And here's the piece that talks about Real Madrid. As things stands, of course, no approach has been made by the Spanish giant for Zubimendi. However, they could well be in the market for the new center midfielder after missing out on the Manchester City superstar Rodri. We've been discussing that, right? The Spain's World Cup winner captain Zubimendi's international team initially appeared to be headed for Santiago Bernabeu, blah, blah, blah. This is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what De La Fuente has said about Zubimendi. All you guys disrespecting Zubimendi. I want to get to that in a second. Should Los Blancos make a move for Zubimendi, they would be getting a player with a similar skill set to Rodri. You understand what I'm saying? Similar skill set to Rodri. And this is not just the journalist saying that, right? It's not just the journalist saying this. We actually know that Zubimendi is that type. We actually know that Zubimendi is that caliber, that profile for Real Madrid. And it goes on to say right here, I'm not reading the whole thing. I want you to focus on this one right here. What De La Fuente has said. If you don't know who De La Fuente is, he is the manager for the Spain national team. He just won the World Cup. He won the Euros as well. And this is what he had to say in regards to Zubimendi, right? He said this. On Rodri, he said this. Rodri, he is the best player in the world in his position. Knowing that we have Martin Zubimendi behind him, who's also another great player, surely the second best player in the world. What we saying now, chat? What are we saying now, chat? What are we saying now, chat? I've been telling you, all you crooks, you were trying to tell me that Zubimendi is not that caliber. Zubimendi is not at that level. Zubimendi is somebody that Arsenal don't even want to play. And why is Real Madrid going after Zubimendi? I'm telling you right now, I watched the game with my own eyes. I've seen what Zubimendi could do. I have seen, even though Arsenal don't prioritize Zubimendi as the main, right? As the main midfielder. I know this dude is like Rodri. He's the younger version of Rodri. I'm not saying he's on the same level as Rodri, but what I'm saying is that Zubimendi is that guy that is going to add a lot for Real Madrid. And I think it's definitely going to happen. I think it's definitely going to happen. Bastoni, we should be, look, let's hold on Bastoni. Let's hold on Bastoni. Dictator says, here we go, Zubimendi to Real Madrid. No, it's not here we go yet. The club have not made contacts yet. Let's make something clear here, right? We're not saying everything is signed right now. We're not saying there's an agreement. What we're talking about is that discussions are still going, right? This guy, Zubimendi, is not safe. He is not safe. He is available. Madrid could go out there and get him right now. Yes, we've got options in the middle of the park. We talked about Tchouaméni. We talked about Valverde. We talked about all the midfielders that we have, Camavinga, etc. But Zubimendi, it makes it interesting. It makes it more reasonable for Real Madrid to go and get him. Because we just don't have that caliber, right? We do not have that caliber. I think he's going to give us that. And Mourinho genuinely wants another midfielder that is going to be doing the stuff that Zubimendi and Rodri could do. Because currently we don't have it in our team. We just don't have it in our team. Taxier says, I hate Rodri for going to Barcelona. Look, we got to accept it. I cried out yesterday or the day before. Whatever happens, I cried, okay, blah, 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 cried my tears, okay. Rodri is gone. We got to focus on the future now. What are we going to do next, right? Focus on the next thing that you're going to do. Focus on the next chapter. Forget about the past, right? We can't change it anymore. Rodri has been, announced today. He was in Barcelona. I don't care, right? I don't care. He did all of that. I don't care. But what we need to focus on is now, who can we bring in to somehow fill in the weakness that we have in the team, right? The weakness that we have in the team. How can we fix it? That's my main question. I'm running a poll right now. Would you sign Zubimendi for Real Madrid? Yes or no? Getting the votes right now. Also, would you rather keep Tchouaméni? Yes or no as well? We're going to talk about Tchouaméni. There are talks about Tchouaméni joining Manchester United, by the way. Is there an indication? Is there something cooking there? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Also, it depends on the price. How much do you think he's going to cost? Of course, we kind of touched base on this earlier today. How much Zubimendi would cost? How much you think he's going to cost? I mean, Arsenal have gotten him for around 65. So I would say that at least minimum Arsenal will ask 65. With Premier League experience, with the World Cup on his plate now, they're probably going to ask 75. That's what they'd be looking at. Probably 75-ish to 80-ish. So it's going to be interesting. It will be interesting. Mbappe says Tchouaméni is not joining Manchester United. We'll discuss that in a moment. All right. We will discuss that in a moment. Chica says sell Tchouaméni. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't necessarily agree with that. We've talked about this on this show consistently, right? Madrid have athleticism. We've got power. We've got transitional players. We have, players that are capable of scoring from 30 yards. And all these midfielders, we've got them, right? But sometimes what we're missing is somebody who just says, yo, give me the goddamn ball. Give me the ball. We're going to control this game now. Let's just slow it down. Let's just slow it down. Let's set the tempo. That's the midfielder we're missing, right? So Zubi, he could definitely give us that. I've been on about this. If you haven't seen this show, we've done over, I don't know, 50 shows probably talking about Zubimendi, that he needs to come to Real Madrid. So I'm glad we're hearing some sort of rumors. I'm glad we're hearing that, things are starting to happen behind the scene. That's what we wanted to see. After Rodri left for Barcelona, we need to be active. We can't just stay quiet when other teams are getting stronger and getting bigger in the middle of the park. If you look at Barcelona's midfield, it is scary, right? So we gotta make our move. We have to make our move. Salazar, pick up yourself. But I've said it. We all said it, that Zubimendi is the replacement. He is the replacement for Rodri. We missed out on Rodri. It's time to go get Zubimendi. That's all I would say. But how much you think he's going to cost, I want to see what you guys are saying. I've given you my thoughts. Kendrick says, nobody said that. No hate, says Tyson. Lam says, Zubimendi is the only player who could do the same thing as Rodri as well. Facts. Jar says, Mbappe says, if we get Zubimendi, we could now be able to get Bastoni. Look, let's get one of them. Let's get one of them, right? One by one. We got to focus on one by one. We can't just say, if we sign one player, we're not going to get another one. Just get the first player in, because we only have a week and a half now. How many days left? How many days left we're talking about? We're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 13 days. It's not even 2 weeks. It's only 13 days left for us to make a move. So we have to make it happen. I always miss your notifications, Vortex. That's why you got to follow us on all socials, right? X, Instagram, all the socials. I put it out there, so make sure you're following us there. KG, we only gonna have 30% possession against Barcelona. I hear you that, but I don't want us to panic when we get the ball. I don't want us to panic when we get the ball. When we get the ball, I want us to be productive. I want us to hold on to the ball. I want us not to just go long like Brighton. I mean, not Brighton, but Everton or whatever the team is, Stoke City or Getafe. We don't want to be that team. Even if you look at Atletico Madrid, you could be defensive, right? You could be defensive, but at the same time, not just kick the ball, hold on to the ball. That's what Atletico Madrid has done. That's how Atletico Madrid has beaten Barcelona consecutively, even though they're sitting deep and defending. When they get the ball, they don't just kick the ball, bro. They hold on to it. In tight spaces, they know how to get out, because they got players like Koke. They got players in that middle of the park that can do that job, right? We do not have that job. We don't have that player. That's what we've been asking for 2 years now. We didn't have that play. 2 years. KG, you changed the chat screen. I changed it. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see it in a second. You guys are gonna let me know if you like it or not. Lawn says Zubimendi gives you the quality of both Rodri and Xabi Alonso. He is strong and creative. That's exactly what I'm talking about, right? That is exactly what I'm talking about. This guy is going to deliver something special. If we do sign him, he is going to deliver something special, chat. He is going to deliver something special. He's an amazing player, but I don't think Mbappe will be okay with that, because of France and they don't have chemistry. Who does not have chemistry with who, bro? Who are we talking about? 65 million is a good price, says Hash. I think 80 M's takes no negotiation, and 85 I might start second guessing. That's a good number as well. A good midfield wins you trophies. Yes, that's what they say, right? That's what they say. A good attack wins you games. A good midfield wins you trophies. That is the difference, right? We got the attack. We got all the flying wingers. Vinicius Jr., Diomande, Kylian Mbappe, Hendrick, Espanyol off the bench, Brahim Diaz. We got a lot of options up front. These guys can win us games at any moment, at any second. But what we're lacking is control in the middle of the park. That's what we're lacking, and that's what needs to be done, and that's what we need to be fixing, right? That's what we need to be fixing. But we got a lot to cover. I'm going to move on now. Hold that thought. But hopefully, I'm positive that something is going to happen. I have a feeling something is going to happen by the end of this week, or probably next week. Something is going to happen in regards to Zubimendi and in regards to Real Madrid. That's just my guess, But I'm just bringing the news. I'm just bringing the news, and I'm just bringing the what the rumors are saying, right? But my gut feeling is that I think we're gonna go after Zubimendi. But let's move on. Of course, the next topic is wait. Before I move on, I want to read out some of the comments here. Mbappe's not close to Xavi. What are we talking about, Mbappe and Xavi? Madrid to sign Zubimendi on a deadline day. Highly possible. Highly possible. Who are we going to sell to bring him as life? Look, one option is Thiago Patage. Thiago Patage could be loaned out. I know he's on the first team, but he could be loaned out, right? He could leave. The second one would be ripping up contracts. I don't know if you want to rip up the contract of Mendy or Asensio or Camavinga. Obviously, there is definitely interest on Camavinga, so you wouldn't be doing that. Camavinga could definitely go, but which leads me to the second point, that there's still talks about Tchouaméni joining Manchester United. What is that about? That is making me nervous. We're gonna move on and talk about that in a second, because that is also somehow connected to this, right? If Tchouaméni leaves, for sure we know Zubimendi's coming. If Tchouaméni leaves, we know Zubimendi's coming. But I don't want us to sell Tchouaméni. We still need to keep Tchouaméni, and we need to have Zubimendi. So against big teams, I want us to line up with Zubimendi and Tchouaméni in that pivot. And then you can have Bellingham or Arda as a 10. And then you got the wingers, you got the center forward. I'm good. I'm not even scared to play PSG. I'm not even scared to play Bayern Munich or Barcelona. But if we don't have that protection, to see Bernardo Silva in there, to see Valverde in there, I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned. How could Patage sign with the first team if the squad is full? He did. I think you missed it. That's the show that we did this morning, right? That's what we talked about this morning. You missed the show. Go back and watch it. Why does Zubimendi not start over Dani Olmo, maybe in Spain? Look, because they're not the same. Dani Olmo plays ahead of Zubimendi. Zubimendi position is Rodri. I just read the quote right here for you guys. If you're just tuning in, if you haven't seen this, this is what I just highlighted for you guys so that you guys can understand what I'm talking about, right? This is what De La Fuente has said on Rodri and Zubimendi. Rodri is the best in that position. We all admit he is. The only problem is he's old and he might get injured. But the second best player for De La Fuente is Martin Zubimendi for that position, which is why Madrid is looking at it, which is why we want to go and get Zubimendi. Arsenal didn't know how to use Zubimendi. The way Arsenal play, they don't need Zubimendi. They're going after physicality. The Premier League is not really about slowing things down. It's end-to-end stuff. It's action. It's like an action movie. The Premier League is like an action movie, right? La Liga is not like that. La Liga is not end-to-end. You need to have control. So Zubimendi is not really effective for Arsenal, which is why they went and got Gimenez, which is why they've been playing Luis Skelly in there. And they have Declan Rice in there. They played Eze in that position. They played Moreno in that position. They've tried a lot of different combination in that position. Because, why? Because the game and the league in itself is completely different, right? So Zubi, I think, is the wrong signing for Arsenal, but he would be an amazing signing for Real Madrid. I hope you guys understand that. OM says, Rodri is someone who prefers long pivot. On the other hand, Zubi needs a player like Tchouaméni. Zubi is flawless and good in tight spaces and short passes. Exactly what I just said. Yep, exactly what I just said, right? Do you watch who? I don't know who that is, Joanna. Geronado says we could rip off Asensio's contract and maybe keep Mendy and not rush Mendy because he is at the best when he's fit, then sign Zubimendi. Craig says Arsenal is all about corners and set pieces. They don't need Zubimendi. They just need someone to put the ball up and force a corner out of the opponent. That is fun. If there's any Arsenal fan in the chat right now, I would like to apologize because of that comment, bro. I would like to apologize. My sincere apology, bro. That was sick, though. That was sick. That was sick. Anyways, we got to move on, chat. We got to move on. The next thing I want to talk about is, of course, the partnership. And we'll talk about the Tchouaméni to Manchester United. Just hold tight, right? Hold tight. We're going to talk about that in a moment. But this is what I want to bring in, chat. This is what I want to bring in. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. So this is it. This just came in. Huijsen and Ibrahima Konaté are expected to be Real Madrid's starting centre-back partnership to begin the season. It's coming from Guillermo. Who's this guy? I don't know if this guy is reliable. I have to be honest. I mean, he must be reliable. I mean, he's followed by David Ornstein, right? Madrid XI, David Ornstein, 4-3-3. So this guy must be, this guy actually must be real. He is real. Okay. So basically, what he's saying is that, where is it? What he's saying is that Konaté and Huijsen are going to be starting in the center back position for the game against Espanyol. What do you guys think about that? Give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts right now. Get your comments in. And look, for me, I think it's a mistake. I would rather go with Rudiger and Huijsen for now. Let Konaté adapt La Liga. I don't want Konaté to just move to La Liga and thinking that it's the Premier League. Second of all, he didn't really play in the World Cup. At least Rudiger played in the World Cup. At least Rudiger did something in the World Cup. I know he lost, but at least he played every game. My man Konaté was just sitting on the bench next to Didier Deschamps. So he's not in form. He just watched the whole World Cup sitting on the bench just like us. He's not sharp. He didn't have a lot of minutes in preseason. Why the hell is Konaté starting? For me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I don't like it. It should be Rudiger. It should be Huijsen. For me. Lambo says, losing our first game in La Liga. We're not going to lose, bro. Stay positive. One bad season he had, says Chris. He did have a really bad season. Let's be honest. He did have a stinky bad season. He did have a really, really bad season. And at one moment, I remember when people were talking about Konaté. Oh my God, Konaté is this guy. Konaté is this. How awesome is this defender? One of the best defenders. But right now, when you look at the stock price of Konaté, when you look at his price tag, when you look at, his market value, I think it has declined significantly. Look, it could change, right? It could change. Mourinho could definitely transform him. Mourinho could definitely make him something, some sort of monster that we need. And if he can stay fit, who knows? Who knows? He could help us out massively, right? He could help us out massively. But how many people actually want Konaté to start the game? Let me go through some of the comments that we're going to talk about next. Next, we're going to talk about the players that José Mourinho said are untouchable. And we're also going to talk about Tchouaméni to Manchester United as well, right? Just hold that thought. Rudiger's too slow. I disagree. I have no hate for Konaté, but why is he starter? Injury prone. Militao's even better. Facts. Rudiger sleeps too much. Konaté is stronger in defense. I agree. Konaté and Bastoni is what I need. Interesting combination. Rudiger shocked me during preseason, just like Vinny, in a good way and a bad way. I think Vinny had a bad preseason. So basically, I think what you're saying is Rudiger had a bad season. I mean, a bad, what is it called? You're saying he had a bad preseason. Are we going to play Carreras in the center back? I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that. Rudiger needs to be sold, says Kylian Dictator. Law says Konaté will be great this season. My money is on him. Let's hope. We got to trust him. I always give people a chance. I always give them a chance. I don't rush into things. I give them an opportunity. I don't want to judge somebody what he has done in another team before he actually plays for my team and see him in my team. either perform well or perform bad. So what I'm trying to say is that I want to see Konaté perform for Real Madrid. Then we can judge if he's a flop. For example, I know Asensio is a flop. I've seen him week in, week out. So I could comfortably come out and say, I don't trust Asensio. But Konaté, I have doubts. I think it's best to say I have doubts because we don't know what we're going to get. He might be really good or he might suck, right? The people who are Konaté, go watch his aerial ability. He is a master. Aerial ability, he is a master. But what about playing the game on his feet? What about playing the game on his feet, right? I don't know why Vinny's being labeled like overrated in only preseason. We need a center back, but midfield is needed, says CSRF. I think Konaté will work at least in La Liga. This is not the Premier League where he needs to be intense. Okay, I hear you. Any news about Mendy? No news about Mendy so far, but we have an update in regards to Tchouaméni and in regards to some of the players that José Mourinho has said are untouchable, right? Wow. In fact, we're going to cover that in a second. Kusanov, Kusanov, first of all, Kusanov is not for sale. Second of all, Kusanov is still young. He's still young. Vinny doesn't take weak teams seriously, even though they keep surprising him like Albacete. We need Bastoni more than Zubi, says Rhino. Rhino, you might have a point there. But it all depends on Konaté as well, right? If Konaté cooks, if Konaté becomes this master, this giant that we've been missing, and if he stays fit, all of a sudden, we don't really need a center back. All of a sudden, we're focusing on midfield, right? So it all depends on what's going to happen. We're just making predictions at this moment in time. We don't know which direction we're going. We're just making a prediction in terms of which position is going to be the priority. Is it the center back? Is it the midfield? For me, I would still stand by it. I think we need a center back. I don't trust Konaté yet. I don't have any trust on Dean Huijsen. I don't trust Asensio. I don't trust Militao. I don't trust Rudiger. There is not a single center back that I trust in the team. That is a fact. That is a fact. Call me a fake fan, whatever you want to call it. I just don't have any defender right now that I trust. I like a lot of them. You got to differentiate between liking and trusting. I like a lot of them. I like Militao. I like Dean. I like Rudiger, for example. But can we actually trust them is a big question mark for me, given the fact that I have seen my team fill out a midfielder and Asensio in a center back position for a lot of games last season. And that tells me there's a huge question mark in that department. Vinny doesn't take anything seriously except cosmetic surgeries. Rudiger is trash. Konaté was in depression last year because of Jota. And after that, he lost his father. He will be our best defender this season. He is a master. Rodri, hopefully what you're saying is going to be, is going to happen. Hopefully it's going to happen. Big up to every single one of you. We got over 200 people. Look, I need everybody to hit that like. Let's get to 100 like. If you haven't smashed it, make sure you smash that like. And we got to move on. I got to cover the next story. Of course, the next story is talking about Mourinho's 6 untouchable players. 6 untouchable players. And after this, we got to talk about Tchouaméni and Manchester United. Just give me a moment. But this is what they're saying, right? According to AS, again, it's coming from AS. They're saying that José Mourinho has had 6 untouchable starters in mind for his preferred 4-2-3-1 setup. We talked about it today. Right? Kylian Mbappe up front. We all agree. Kylian Mbappe is going to be the center forward. I don't think we could disagree with that. Yan Diomande. We don't know yet, but we spent 140 for him. He must be a starter. He must be untouchable, at least until he flops. If he flops, he has to start every effing game, right? Vinicius Jr. on the left. Again, Vinicius Jr., whatever you guys want to call him nowadays. He has to start. He was one of our main creators in the team, right? Jude Bellingham. That's the biggest question mark I have. Jude Bellingham had an outstanding World Cup. And it seems like Mourinho thinks Jude Bellingham is also untouchable, right? Cucurella is untouchable. I agree. Courtois is untouchable. I agree. The only question mark I have is Jude Bellingham. Are you going to go with Jude Bellingham? Are you going to go with Arda Güler? We sort of have that conversation today in the morning show. But I want to get everybody's opinion in terms of who would you rather prefer? Bellingham as a 10, Güler as a 10. Don't tell me you're going to fill both of them in because it doesn't work. Those two cannot play together, especially against big teams. It cannot happen, chat. It cannot happen. So I want to get your input in terms of that, right? It says that Tchouaméni and Bernardo Silva Valverde will fight for those midfield spots, while Huijsen, Konaté, Rudiger competes at a center back until Militao returns. When Militao returns, he is going to be the main man. Dumfries and Trent, they are going to battle it out for the right back position. Duh, you don't have to tell us that. AS doesn't need to tell me that the competition is going to be Dumfries and Trent. We know that, right? The competition is going to be Cucurella and Carreras. Duh, like we know that, right? That's not something new. But what really caught my eye is that they're saying Jude Bellingham is going to be untouchable. How many people in the chat agree with that? How many people in the chat agree with that? Lauren says, I will go with Jude. Interesting. Well, how about the rest of you? Chickens go with Bellingham. Who else? Bellingham. Cray says, the way Vinny played today. You still on Vinny, man. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Keep talking about Vinny, bro. We're not talking about Vinny now. Cray just can't let it go. He can't let it go. AR says Bellingham is in away games, Güler in the home games. I love that idea. I love that idea. Mbappe says, do not disrespect Chinesius. You can't be disrespecting my guy, bro. You can't. Agreed. Jude is the best. Everybody says Jude. Everybody says Jude. Everybody. Well, all right, let me ask this. Is there anybody that says Arda Güler has to start? Type it right now in the chat. There's 200 of you. Nobody. Wow. Where are my Turkish fans, bro? Turkey. Where you guys at, bro? Am I just by myself? I think Jude Bellingham is not a 10. Let's make a 100 chat. Okay? Jonna, let's make it 100. Let's keep it 100. I have to be honest. I know there's a lot of fans out there. They might hate me for saying this. But I keep it 100 with you guys. I say Arda Güler is the perfect 10 for the team. I think he is the next Mesut Ozil. And I covered a show. If you missed it, you could go back and look for it. Mesut Ozil himself said he is the next me. Okay? So when you think about it, you have to look at the dynamics of the team. You can't just look at the team. You can't just look at the player. Who is he playing next to? So when you look at that, there's a reason why Bellingham, Vinicius, and Kylian Mbappe never worked. It's been 2 years. We haven't won a trophy. Kylian Mbappe continued to score goals. Vinicius, okay, he kind of flopped a little bit, but he was still racking up assists. Jude Bellingham disappeared. Why? It's not Jude Bellingham's fault. It's because Jude Bellingham was used out of position. Jude Bellingham was asked to do something he was not supposed to be doing, right? It's not really his position. He's not really comfortable doing, right? A lot of defensive duties. He loves running in the box. He wasn't doing that enough time because we got Kylian Mbappe not tracking back. We have Vinicius Jr. not tracking back. We had a couple of players, playing for themselves, and that has put a lot of weight and pain on Jude Bellingham. And because of that, his stats and everything for Jude Bellingham has suffered. Now, this year, Mourinho, if he's going to play him as a 10 and if he's going to make him do what he did for England, then fine. But if he's going to be playing like he did last year, where he's got to do a lot of defending and less attacking, I think we should go with Arda Güler. Arda Güler would be the perfect 10 to compensate everything, right? He gives you defensive. He's gonna defend a little bit at the same time. He's that avatar eyes that Jude Bellingham doesn't have. Jude Bellingham is more of a scorer than a creator for me, right? For me, you might disagree, but for me, I think Jude Bellingham is more of a goal scorer and sort of like Zizou kind of type. He's not like Iniesta type. He's not like Mesut Ozil type. He's not like Juan Mata. Like Arda Güler, Juan Mata, David Silva, Iniesta, all these guys are sort of the same. Ozil, right? That's what number 10 is. A lot of number 10s are disappearing right now, by the way. But I think Arda Güler should be the guy to be used as a 10. Maybe we could experiment Bellingham next to Tchouaméni, but I highly, highly doubt that's going to work as well. So for me, if there's one player from this list that I think is not going to be untouchable, it's right here. It's Jude Bellingham and possibly Yan Diomande, because we haven't seen a lot from Yan Diomande. So we can't really say much about Diomande yet. But these two are my concerns that I think they might not be untouchable. They are touchable. Let me get into some of the comments and we're going to move on. Arda can play, push off the ball. Jude is a big boy. He can bully the defenders. Play with Jude has the defenders' aspect of this game as well. Interesting point. XB says, but now Mbappe and Vinny are tracking back. That is the difference. Exactly my point. That is the difference. Mourinho's not going to allow messing around. Mourinho's not going to allow not tracking back, not giving you all, not giving energy in the game. He has made Cristiano run back and chase Pedro, even when we play Barcelona. So expect Kylian Mbappe to put in a lot of work. Expect Vinicius Jr. also to put in a lot of work. That's my expectation anyways. Precious says best 10. Who's the best 10 for you? Bellingham creates chances through his runs and opens up spaces to other teams, other teammates. A different style of 10. I agree. Rodri says, Rodri. Is that Rodri? Now we have more compact defense with Konaté and Cucurella. Also, Diomande will help on Trent's side. So our team is more balanced. Interesting. Play Bernardo at a 6. But look, it says right here, Bernardo, Tchouaméni, Valverde are going to be fighting for their position. According to the news, right? According to the rumors, they are going to be fighting for their position. These are the guaranteed starters. While Zubi says, AH, is there a way to combine Jude and Arda? There is a way where you could play with a 3 in the middle of the park. And you could have Tchouaméni sitting, and then you can have Arda Güler and Bellingham. Or the other way like this, right? It can happen. But Mourinho tends to use 4-2-3-1 instead of 4-3-3. So there could be situations where he could utilize both Arda Güler and Bellingham. We might see that. But I highly, highly doubt it is going to be more than 10 games throughout the season. I don't think he's going to do it in a lot of games. That's what I'm trying to say. We will see Mbappe and Vinny defending versus Rafinha and Lamine Yamal. Yes. Make no mistake about it. He will be. There's a difference between CR7 and Mbappe, though. CR7 has sophisticated hunger to win. Mbappe needs to shoot more, to shot more than that. It doesn't mean he doesn't have it. I think he's got it. I think Kylian Mbappe is going to fight this season. Kylian Mbappe means business this season, chat. Don't expect the same Kylian Mbappe that you saw last year or the year before. This is going to be a different Kylian Mbappe. This season is going to be the World Cup Kylian Mbappe. You understand me? He is going to be on fire. There's a lot of pressure on him. A lot of people questioning his, integrity and his attitude and all this stuff because the numbers are there. You can't complain about the numbers. He's scoring goals. The only thing the fans are complaining about is the team not winning, is Real Madrid not winning trophies. They put all the blame on him. And I get it. He's the biggest player in the team. I get it. If the team wins, I know he's going to get a lot of credit. So he's got to take that responsibility. He's got to take that hit. But at the same time this year, we have to start delivering trophies, right? Not just racking up goals. But let's move on, chat. Let's move on. I want to talk about I want to talk about Tchouaméni. I want to talk about Tchouaméni and Manchester United. Again, this is coming from Alex Crooks, Talk Sports as well. Let me just bring it in. Right, it's right here. It is coming from a United source. Obviously is posted in the United Stands. Also talked about Tchouaméni today, by the way. They did talk about that. It says here that Tchouaméni rumors started up again last night, according to Alex Crook. Okay, this guy works for Talk Sports, and he also works for let's just say he works for Talk Sports. José Mourinho, I think ideally wants to keep him at Real Madrid, but United's interest has always been there. I want you to focus on this. I think the rest of the stuff is pretty much talking about how Manchester United are interesting in other targets. And look, it says here, right here, one of a number of Premier League clubs, I'm told they have been offered Camavinga, but he comes with a suspected injury record. Long-term target includes Adam Morton and Carlos Baleba. Of course, they're talking about Manchester United here, right? But you're telling me Camavinga has been offered? So Eduardo Camavinga has been offered and nobody wanted to take him? I thought Camavinga didn't want to go. My understanding is that Camavinga didn't want to go, not the other way around. But according to him, I'm told, he says, that Camavinga has been offered. So clearly, Mourinho doesn't want to keep Camavinga. Clearly, Florentino Perez does not want to keep Camavinga. We offered Camavinga to a lot of different teams, but he comes with a suspect injury record. So everybody's backing off. They don't want Camavinga. To go back to the Tchouaméni point, Tchouaméni is being rumored to start it up again. And ideally, obviously, Mourinho wants to keep him, but United are interested. Look, what are your thoughts on this? When I'm looking at this, I mean, look, definitely Jose Mourinho is not going to let Camavinga go, he's not going to let Tchouaméni go. Absolutely not. 18 days left. 14, 15 days left until the transfer window is about to close. You expect Jose Mourinho is going to let Tchouaméni go? Absolutely not. I highly, highly doubt that is going to be the case. I think these are just rumors. I think this is just a rumor to make Manchester United fans feel somehow excited to be linked with anybody, because so far there's pretty much no links at Manchester United. So maybe they're using Madrid's player's name. Of course, there has been interest with Tchouaméni and Camavinga earlier in the transfer market, but everything has died down according to the sources that I'm looking at. And this guy, of course, he mentioned that we got to talk about it, obviously, but I don't think it's going to happen, Chad. How many people actually think Tchouaméni is going to leave? We missed out on Rodri. There's no way. There's no way we're going to get rid of Tchouaméni. There's no way. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Rip up Camavinga's contract, says Mbappe. We are Camavinga's biggest hater, says TSRF. Radar says, imagine Zubi and Fred Valverde. That would be good. That would be good. Camavinga was the reason why we lost against Bayern Munich and Arsenal. Facts. I don't know about Arsenal, but I know he's the reason why we lost against Bayern Munich. I don't want Zubimendi. He's overrated, says Rajat. That's your opinion, bro. That's your opinion. It's truly as simple as selling Camavinga. Terminate Mendy's contract if he can't be sold and sign Bastoni or Zubimendi. That's exactly what we need, Oscar, right? We need two players to come in, and the two players that we need are Zubi and Bastoni. Now, the question remains the same. Who can we get rid of? Mendy, Asensio, Camavinga. These three, we have to find a solution. If they don't want to leave, we have to find a solution to get rid of them. We have to. Realistically, if we do a swap for Zubi and Camavinga, what do Real fans value each player at? If we get rid of Camavinga, I'm expecting 50 for Camavinga, right? Camavinga should be costing at least 50. We could definitely check right now. I'm glad you brought that up. Camavinga transfer fee. So his transfer fee is between 50 to 60, as you can see right here. I don't know. I think you can't see the screen. It's right here. So his transfer fee is expected to be from 50 to 60. So my guess is correct, bro. To be honest, my guess is correct. 50 to 60 sounds about right. That money could be used to go and get Zubimendi. That money could be used to go and get Bastoni. Bastoni is not that expensive, right? How much is Bastoni, they're saying? So Bastoni is going to cost us 60 to 70. So definitely, we're going to have enough money. We already have enough money to buy Bastoni because we had 60 M's bid for Rodri. So that money's still there. We haven't spent that money yet. So for me, we could still make 2 signings. We could still make 2 signings. KG, I think Camavinga would most likely agree on a loan to CSRF. Gunnar says Zubimendi leaving will be like Arsenal short in midfield. Arsenal would not be short in midfield. Gunnar, you missed out on the entire show. The first part of it, that's why I covered why Arsenal are willing to listen to offers. If you missed it, go back and look at it. KG, if Real Madrid win the Champions League and La Liga, learn Spanish and move to Spain for 3 months. If Real Madrid win the Champions League and La Liga, learn Spanish and move to Spain for 3 months? Is that a bet? I might do it, you know. I might do it, bro. I might do it. Why nobody wants to talk about Raul Asensio? I read that Liverpool is interested also in Asensio and also in Endrick. The Endrick conversation is dead, by the way. I would sell both and take Bastoni and Zubi. Easy business. Easy business all day, every day. Joanna says Asensio got injured, so nobody wants the facts. If Zubimendi comes, I don't think Camavinga will play. That's another fact as well. Precious says, I think I've read that one. Cray says, Kama made a mistake. I don't hate him, but I don't rate him. Ooh, that rhymes. I don't hate him, but I don't rate him. Okay. Only one player in this team deserves extreme hate, and you already know who it is. Nah, don't mention his name. Don't mention his name, bro. You're making this channel a Vinny hate watch, bro. How much do you think Real Madrid is willing to pay for Zubimendi? 70 to 75. Maximum 80. Maximum 80 because Arsenal got Zubimendi for 65. So they're not going to sell him under 65. When they got him, he hasn't won the World Cup. So now he has won the World Cup. So his price might go a little bit up. Also, Premier League experience, it might go a little bit up. Look how much Barcelona paid, right? Barcelona paid 60 M's on Rodri, right? The whole package could get to 75. Or the 31 years old. I'm not saying Zubi and Rodri are on the same level. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that when teams leave English sides or the Premier League, they are usually expensive. Anthony Gordon, how much did he cost Barcelona? A lot of money, right? So any player that moves out from the Premier League is going to cost, there's tax. It's gonna cost a bit more than he would if he was playing in the Serie A, for example. Same exact player. We are in the Q&A section now. Bring in your questions. Bring in your questions. Tonight, by the way, José Mourinho is going to have an interview. I apologize, we're not going to cover that. I thought it would be at this time, but it is not going to be at this time. It looks like there's going to be a conversation. This guy, Pedro, there's an exclusive interview tonight. So if you can watch it, go watch it. It's going to be at 12 o'clock. I don't know what time it is now. What time is it in Spain now, chat? Where is it? I thought I had it. So in Madrid, it's 11:50 right now. So in 10 minutes, there is going to be an exclusive interview about with José Mourinho. J. Pedriol, this guy, of course, he's a known figure. This guy will have an exclusive interview with José Mourinho. I wanted to stay in and bring in all the quotes that he talks about, but it hasn't even started yet. Maybe we could have gone live a little bit late today. We coulda, shoulda, woulda. But if you guys want to tune in, Go check that out. Maybe we're going to talk about it tomorrow morning. All right. Maybe we're going to talk about tomorrow morning if there's any interesting quotes, if there's anything that Mourinho has said about the team or is going to happen on the team, any updates, you got it. 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Make sure you're here. Make sure you're here. All right. Bring your questions in and we got to wrap up. Q&A session, as always. He is invited in El Chiringuito. He might answer some questions. Yes, El Chiringuito's a big media outlet, right? Hey, mate, do you do watch along for every Real Madrid match? 100%. 100%. 100%. I don't miss anything unless there's a funeral, unless there's a wedding, unless some accident happened, unless my wife is having a baby. I'm not missing a Real Madrid game. I'm keeping it 100 with you, bro. Arsenal fans already asking about what price they will be getting on Zubimendi. Maybe they smell something. That's good. That's good. 2 days ago, the conversation was, KG, what are you smoking? He's not going anywhere. KG, what are you smoking? Zubi ain't going anywhere. Now, when the conversation heats up, they're saying how much? They say, how much again? Sell Camavinga, get Zubimendi, sell Asensio, Mendy, and get Bastoni. Will they terminate Mendy? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to terminate Mendy. I have to be honest with you. I don't know if they're going to do that. I honestly do not know if they're going to do that. We'll see, though. Do you think we sign a midfielder, says Arvin? I hope so. I believe so. I hope that we are going to sign a midfielder. I still believe there's 18 days left. We're going to do some business. I expect us to do at least one business, get a center back in, or get a midfielder in. One of those, Florentino Perez, I'm begging ya. I am begging ya. Just do one of it. Just do one of it, bro. What time were you live, says Rhino? Today or yesterday? KG would be better left back than Mendy. Facts. 100%. 100% about me. 100%. 100%. Are you willing to put money on it? Zubi is not leaving Arsenal this season. Yo, everybody, take a screenshot of this, bro. Clip this. He will be leaving. He will be leaving, bro. He will be. Do you know Football Carnage? I think I've seen videos. Not videos. I think I've seen videos. Yeah. Cray says KG didn't have much reason to watch United matches for some time, especially with the GOAT Onana. So Real Madrid was the only salvation. Go make a late surgeon. Hurry up and sign Bastoni off of Inter Milan, says Rajat. Legion says Real Madrid are not terminating contract unless the player is pushing forward. And the contract have to be 6 months or less on it. So players aboard have to be a mutual agreement. Look, ripping a contract doesn't require a mutual agreement. Okay? You can pay the price and rip the contract. It's as simple as that. You don't need an agreement. What kind of player agrees to his contract being terminated unless he wants to? So for me, it doesn't make any sense. Football Carnage that blame Kylian Mbappe for everything, probably WW World War I, and I'll make sure Vinny looks like the only footballer ever to play for Real Madrid. That's Football Carnage, says Cray. Zubimendi was promised a starting role. When he was signed him, he is going to want to move for a starting spot. Selling to Real just makes sense. Our fans are too attached to our players, says Kane. Interesting thought there. Offer 78 for Zubi and give them Camavinga. Look, that's like that sounds right. That sounds good to me. I think it makes sense to offer Camavinga if they want to take him. But I don't think Arsenal want Camavinga. That's the problem. Arsenal don't want Camavinga. They don't want Camavinga. They want another winger. So they need to sell a midfielder to pay for a winger. They thought they were going to get Vinicius Jr. They pressed really hard to get Vinicius Jr. And they got played. Just like we got played with Rodri, right? They got played. They got played. Now Mandem are writing letters. Dear mamas, they're doing all these stuff, bro. They're doing all these stuff because Vinny just said, Chinisius just said, he turned his chin on them, bro. He turned his chin on them, bro. He turned his chin on that offer, bro. That's what happened. That's what happened. So they need a replacement on that position. So they need to sell a midfielder to facilitate a move for a winger. So I think they're going to sell. I think they're open to selling Zubimendi. It's up to Zubimendi. And I think Zubimendi is interested in coming to Madrid. Who the hell says no to coming to Madrid? So from every direction, I try to look at the situation. I have higher hopes that is going to happen. Call me deluded, but I'm gaining more and more confident. Every day I'm looking at Zubi this, Zubi that, Zubi Madrid. I'm getting more and more confident. There's still 18 days left. So let's see. Nadra says, would you give Camavinga, Mendy, and Asensio plus 100 M for Zubi? Absolutely yes, I would. The honor one, big up yourself. Craig says, why would Zubi play for Arsenal anyways? Arsenal, who the hell wants to play for Arsenal? It's a club that is holding a spot until something better comes along. Here in Europe is 11:57 p.m. What time were you live? So right now is 6 p.m. Right? It's about to be 6 p.m. It's about to be 6 p.m. And I think the José Mourinho interview is about to start, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have access to El Chiringuito. I don't know if that's going to be live on YouTube or not. It would be good. I'm probably going to watch it, and we're going to react to it tomorrow. Okay? We're going to react to it tomorrow. Vinny didn't want to play for Arsenal because he realizes that when he's losing, he won't be able to point at the 15 Champions League. Look, I showed y'all the meme, right? I showed y'all the meme. Vinny pointed to 0 Champions League if you joined Arsenal. That could have happened. Yep, I'm in the United States right now. I'm in the United States, yes. Will it be on Real Madrid TV? I highly doubt it's going to be on Real Madrid TV. I think it's going to be on El Chiringuito TV. So if you have access to that, good luck. Do you prefer Rodrigo or Olise as a right wing? Olise. Is that even a question? Like, I've seen Rodrigo in that position for multiple years, but Olise is something that we need. A left-footed player on the right-hand side, which we don't have, and we still don't have. I thought Diomande could be that guy. Yes, he can play with his left. Yes, he scored more goals with his left, but he's still a right-footed player, Diomande. Did you guys know that, by the way? Did you guys know that? He's right-footed, bro. We thought we're getting a natural Gareth Bale left-footed player on the right. That's not the case. Diomande is right-footed. He's not even left-footed, but he's good. He's really good with his left. That's the thing. Like, he's really good with his left. Like, Cristiano is really good with his left. But would you play Cristiano on the right or the left? Duh, you're going to play him on the left. He can cut inside and bang. That's what you want. So Diomande is like another Rodrigo. Because Rodrigo also wanted to play on the left. But he was used on the right. He's okay with his left. And Diomande could be the same situation. I can't wait. I can't wait to see Diomande when the season starts. Legion says terminating a contract early requires paying out the remaining salary in full and immediately. The entire remaining value hits the club annual financial balances sheet instantly instead of being amortized. Look, I'm glad you did the research. Yes, I knew there was going to be consequences. I knew they're going to lose money if they terminate anybody's contract. We know that. They will be losing money if they terminate somebody's contract. We know that. But Madrid is good for it. They've got the money for it. They've got the money for it, so they got to do it. They got to do it. Anyways, chat, it's been good. It's been a good show. It's been a good show. If you like these shows, by the way, Madrid Daily, make sure you let me know in the comments, all right? So we can continue to do it. We just recently started it, so if you guys are enjoying these these shows, morning and night, we could definitely do that, right? we could definitely do that. Cray says, I prefer Diomande on right wing or over Olise. Why? Because of what we have. Diomande is effective with both feet, but primarily right-footed. And also, Diomande's got an insane directness compared to Olise, right? Compared to Olise, it's slightly different. Olise is more of a 10 now, the way he played for France. But for Diomande is direct, 1v1 attacker. He is, is he efficient enough? Not yet, but I would say that he's going to become one of the beasts, bro. One of the beasts. Watch my question on top. All right. Put your comments in, and yo, I'm going to go through all the comments as always, chat. As always. But big up to every single one of you. Smash that like on your way out. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Make sure you're here. 10 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, United States time. 10 a.m. as always. And also, we got a hate watch tomorrow. We have a hate watch tomorrow. Make sure you join us. Barcelona against Al Hilal. That game is at 2 p.m. We're probably going to go live 1 hour, 30 minutes before the match. So, yeah, make sure you join us for that one as well. Every single one of you. Thank you all. Good night. Look, all the topics that we've covered. Zubi, Mourinho's guaranteed players, and also Bastoni, and also possible lineup for the game against Espanyol. Let me know in the comment sections, and I'll try to go through all of them. All right. Peace out, everybody. Good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm out. Hala Madrid.